Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account. The link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available. The link for that too is in the description box below. Hey guys, hope you're well. So in this video, today's video, I want to talk about how to create lasting success, long-lasting success in manifestation. Now, one common theme that I have seen with people when they are on their manifestation journey is that it's not that you don't receive movement. So more often than not, I have seen people who receive some sort of movement or who even receive the results that they have been asking for. So for example, someone wants money, that they receive wealth once. Someone wants their specific person, that person reaches out once, or that there is some sort of contact, there is some sort of movement involved, and then it goes away. And it's not that it goes away once. I have seen that people just receive something, it goes away, and then it doesn't come back. And it has been months and months and months and years, and they have kept on going, and things don't succeed or things don't stay. Or if you are someone who has had a few relationships where you feel that when I get into the relationship, it's nice, but every relationship eventually ends the same way, which means with all people that I have ever been together, eventually what happens is that the person cheats on me. Or eventually what happens is the person leaves me. Or I have seen that no matter which person I like, I have just been obsessed with them. I will give you an example. I was talking to this one client who I will not discuss a lot of details about her because that's not relevant to the video. But what she talked about was, and what her situation was, that she said that, hey Karan, I get involved with guys. Earlier I had a specific person. I chased him, then it stopped. Then I just got over it, and then another person came into my life and I started liking him, and he came into my life when I was working on myself and he was obsessed with me. But then when I started liking him, the dynamic shifted again, and then I chased him till it stopped, and then it happened with a third person. So it's not about a specific person anymore. It's more about me. Why do I keep being in these patterns again and again? Or why do I keep creating similar patterns with my life again and again? So it's very important to understand that the focus and the goal while manifesting anything should be long-lasting success. It shouldn't be receiving that thing, because that should be a given. When we are talking about it's already done, it's already yours, you already have it. What that means is, what I want, let's say it's done, but just it being done doesn't mean that it's a happy ending. Because in truth, and this might sound slightly bad to some people, is that happy endings don't exist. Because once you receive what you want, there is either another desire or there is something else that is going on in your life. It's not that thing that we see in the movies that, you know, that we received this relationship and from that till the end of the day, like time we died, we did not have one fight. That's not how it goes, because in relationships, arguments are normal. Sometimes having communication issues are normal. Sometimes having disagreements are normal. And these things, because you need to eventually learn to navigate through them, it's very important to understand how. Also, this doesn't mean that all the work that you do goes to vain. Because once you work on yourself, the things that you used to find difficult, you won't find difficult anymore. When I was young, like everyone who has ever learned the alphabets, when we were young, we did not understand it fully. But now we can recite it very easily because we have gotten that habit of it. Similarly, once you are able to create these lasting results in your manifestations, what will happen is that eventually you will get to a point where the things that you want to manifest will become easier and easier for you to do, right? And they wouldn't have that kind of an impact. So let's go over some points that you can use to actually create lasting results in your manifestations moving forward, and so that they can be sustainable in your life. The first thing, rely on yourself. When I say the first point is to rely on yourself, what that means is, instead of waiting for the world to conform for you to finally feel satisfied, make yourself the person who self-validates, and then you will see the world conforming automatically. Because the more that you can rely on yourself and your ability to change things in your life, the more you would create lasting results. Because then the physical world, the 3D, wouldn't be your sense of reflection. You wouldn't consistently be checking things from there. You would consistently not be just waiting for outside validation. The second point, it shouldn't feel like a miracle. Now, of course, there are going to be some manifestations which will feel like a miracle, right? That it came just out of the blue. I was not even expecting it. But that's not what you ideally want. What you ideally want is you were anyway expecting the manifestation. It was normal for you, right? Now, I'm not saying that all of these manifestations that you will ever get will be, or that every time in your life that would be the case. It won't. But sometimes there will be manifestations where you wouldn't even feel that it would happen, and it still will, right? So things like miraculous manifestations do happen. It's just that you want to create a habit in your mind where the manifestations that actually happen to you are things that you know how you did, right? Like you know that, oh, I made it normal for myself. I worked on these parts of myself and it came. Just like, there is this person, I absolutely love his content. His name is Naval Ravikant. He has this podcast, you can watch it on YouTube, and he even has a book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. So on his podcast, there is this podcast, How to Be Rich, something like that, right? Where he talks about this one thing I absolutely love. He says that if you put me on the streets with zero money 10 times, I can guarantee you that 10 times out of 10 times I can make wealth again, because I know the formula, right? So for someone manifesting wealth, that podcast can be a good investment. It's like a 3-hour podcast. It's for free. Watch it. It will give you good results. But it's that kind of results that you want to create, where it's understandable that you know that, okay, this is how I did it and this is what worked for me. Now, another thing that you can do is look back in your life and see what really works for you. Some people are people who work more with visualization, because for them it's easier to visualize. Some people work more with feeling. Some people feel better with sounds. Some people feel better with just imagining. Some people feel better with affirmations. So in your life, go back when you see things because anything that has happened in your life has been a manifestation of some sorts. So look back at your life and ask yourself, how did I create these things? What was the game plan for me? What happened so that this got created in my life? What created these things in my situation? Because if you look back, you will be able to understand some techniques will resonate more with you. Some ways of looking at life will resonate more with you. Some people complain all day and then their life becomes that. Some people are very quiet, they don't talk about and they don't complain about their life, but they are consistently feeling negative inside of themselves. They're consistently dwelling in that feeling and they keep creating that. So looking back at your life, I was someone who was on the second frame. Like, I did not complain physically a lot, but I used to consistently keep thinking negative scenarios, keep always expecting the worst, things like that. And I always got into this phase that I realized that I work more with feelings. So for me, when I feel better, I manifest faster in my life in every situation. So looking back at that can actually give you a good blueprint on what ways would work for you. Also, another thing that you can do is you can check which techniques you have done in the past for conscious manifestation, which has gotten you good results. Now, there is this big misconception in people that visualization is a prime technique and all other techniques are not. That's not how it works. For some people, I have seen they have never actually visualized at all and they have manifested amazing things in their life. Similarly, for some people, they have never affirmed at all and they have gotten amazing things in their life. Whatever technique suits you best, do that. Just realize that any technique that suits me is the thing that I have to do. You don't necessarily have to be great in each and every technique. It's just like expecting a baker to also be a great chef, right? It's not really needed, right? I can just be good at baking and I can just get by with that. Like, I can just be amazing at that, right? It's just like expecting Cristiano Ronaldo to be the best goalkeeper in the world. You don't really have to do all of it, right? You can just be good at one thing and use that to manifest good things in your life. Now, if you just want to learn for the sake of learning, definitely try different techniques, because more often than not, with practice, you will get better with all techniques. So visualization, scripting, affirming, feeling work, whatever you feel good with, try that, but also rely more on the techniques that have previously given you results so that you can actually create lasting results for yourself and your life. Now, note everything down. That's a good thing that I do. Every conscious manifestation that I have this book where I write down everything that I manifest, right? And I write down how I manifested it in what, like, as in not the bridge of events or basically things like that. I just write down what technique did I use, how was I feeling while manifesting this, what was the repetition of what I was doing, like if I was doing a technique, how often was I doing it. So then looking back in life, if I sometimes have trouble with, let's say, wanting to manifest something materialistic, then I know that, oh, previously with materialistic things my revision challenge worked for me, things like that. And so that is something that if you keep noting everything down, you will always have a point of reference to go back to. The next thing, be consistent once you receive movement. Now this is a very important one. Once you start to receive movement, and let's say with this person that I was talking about before, let's say they got a contact, right? And let's say after that they are not, like, they were working on themselves, and that is when guys were coming to them, but then they started chasing and guys went away. If they would have been consistent with working on themselves or staying in their self-worth when guys were coming to them, they wouldn't have a trouble of running after men, because they would keep being attracted to them, like it would naturally keep coming. A big mistake people make is once they start to receive movement, they stop doing the things that got them the movement. They instead try to focus on other things, or like try to magnify it somehow. But if something has gotten me results, sticking to that will get me more results. I don't really necessarily have to do more to get more results. Just sticking to that thing on a regular and a consistent basis will get me more results. That's what the mindset in relation to that should be. The next thing, expect some challenges. Now, this is not like me saying that your life will be challenging, but this is just me telling you that most of the times, let's say you got the relationship that you wanted and there is one argument. That doesn't mean that you ruined your manifestation. It just means that there is one argument. In relationships, there can be arguments. This brings me back to the scene from Friends, where Chandler and Monica first had a slight argument over this nurse when I think they were in the hospital, something was happening. And they had this small argument where this person said that, like that this nurse was being tried to set up with Monica, things like that. And then Chandler said, so I guess we are over, right? And she said, why are we over? And he said, because we had a fight. That's not how life goes, right? You can have a fight and still be in a relationship, because some small disagreements, arguments, some small months where money is slightly tight but then it goes up again is okay. That doesn't necessarily mean you have lost all your results. That just means you are a human being living through a human experience, and now you can navigate past that. So I hope these things help, and I hope that your focus stays on getting substantial, sustainable manifestations for a long period of time in your life. I will see you guys in the next video.
Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions, and I will see you guys in the next one.